Yo, welcome back to the N.y.a show as I get everything queued up to get the show started correctly. You already know how we do when we come into the show. Of course, I want to see we halfway through the week. Let me see. Congrats to Hump Day, baby. We made it halfway through. You know, that's all I can truly hope for. My week has been just as we planned it to be. Blessed to be here, continue to put things out there. I know that y'all, I work in freight, so I don't know how familiar y'all are with what happened in Baltimore, but it was a tragedy that happened out there. And so far, two people have been confirmed rescued, and six have been presumed dead when a cargo vessel ran into the bridge out in Baltimore, right by the port, and that was asked to the ship was leaving now, and it's just caused it caused it to collapse. And now we're dealing with the remnants of it now. That Joe Biden has already pledged federal funds to completely reconstruct that bridge, and it's gonna take time, y'all. But what happened today was major. Nobody tell you nothing else. It was a major situation that happened. Was it something that just naturally a mistake? Is there more to it? Of course, I don't know, but it's something for you guys to look into. Please search into Baltimore Bridge, and you'll be able to see exactly what happened. Now, literally, is no pressure episode 154 available for you on YouTube. Be sure to check that out. It'll be the links in below, as well as how a mother is balancing life in the pursuit of dreams. The interview with actress Breyonna M. Thomas by Ajay Tambe is available on Spotify for you. It will be in the link down below also, so be sure to do that. Looks like I pulled it actually away from the rest, put it back in the mix with everybody else. The biggest thing from my weekend, I don't know what happened for you during your weekend, but the biggest thing for my weekend, as far as things that happened, I chilled out, y'all. To be honest, I kept it. Sometimes I like just take it easy because I can go. So it's not like take it easy, and that's what this weekend was. Followed by, of course, the J. Cole, the disc that was on Future's new album, We Don't Trust You with Metro Boomin. Kendrick Lamar came out of the gates, Future as well, in my opinion. But they came out of the gate, and Kendrick was sending shots at Drake, and he was sending shots at J. Cole. And as I've always said, it's gonna come down to who's gonna out clever each other. If Drake can out clever Kendrick, he gonna have a long time. When it comes to out rapping him, I don't see J. Cole or Drake. As if I'm being I don't see them out rapping just based off of what they've done in other songs. Now, don't get me wrong, J. Cole has gotten a lot better since he did the last song he did with Kendrick, and the whole switch off, I get on your beat, you get on my beat. But I must say that even on that song, on the Revenge of the Dreamers, when it was him, J. Cole, if I'm not mistaken, it was J. Cole, my bad, J. Cole, the baby, if I'm not mistaken, Lou, and Kendrick was kind of on the hook. I don't know why Kendrick didn't rap. This was during the 5-year hiatus before Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. And even then, I thought that the baby got the best of the both of them on that song. So I got to throw that in there too. But we'll see. It's been like 4 days since the song Like That off Future album came out, but we don't know what's going to come of it. We don't know what's going to come of it. So we're just waiting around. Hip hop is waiting around to see if there'll be a response put out there, which I think there will be, because Drake likes to battle. I don't think that he's running from anything. Now, I did a story a couple months ago, elderly Black woman who was on her property, and basically she said she was being harassed by a realtor that wanted to come and build like develop some housing around it. So she passed away maybe 2 months ago. 2 months ago, God bless her dead. Now I want to go a follow-up story about the lawsuit about what was going on between her and the company that wanted to impede on her property. After a long legal battle, family of a 94-year-old South Carolina woman who was promised a house from Tyler Perry gets to keep land. It's by Ike Morgan, published on the 25th of March. 2 months after her death, a settlement has been reached for a South Carolina woman over her late husband's ancestral land. Love that. Of his ancestral land on Hilton Head Island amid a year-long court battle over housing development attempts to build a neighborhood around Josephine Wright's property. Rest in peace to Josephine Wright. The settlement confirms that the Wright family owns the property in the middle of the housing developer Bailey Point Investment Planned neighborhood, as reported by the South Carolina Public Radio. South Carolina Public Radio reported on March 14th that a family spokesperson provided some details on the settlement. Under the terms, Bailey Point is mandated a cease communication with the family regarding the Hilton Head property, the station reports. In addition, they are required to repair Wright's roof, installing a privacy fence, and providing landscaping services. So yeah, she got her family get something out of the deal, the people that are left. The family is grateful to have settled. says in the statement, Atamise Nicole said in the statement, they're focused on keeping the legacy of Josephine Wright alive. The disputes initiated in February 2023. Dang, it's been over a year. Yeah, about a year ago when that whole situation went down. Involved Bailey Point encroaching on Wright's cherished property with plans to build a sizable housing development despite facing intimidations and harassment from the housing developer. Wright fought to preserve her family's land. She even reportedly refused to initial offer of $39,000 for the company to buy her land. And, our grandmother, our mom said no. Wright's story garnered national attention with celebrities like Tyler Perry, who promised to build Wright a new house on the property, and Snoop Dogg and Kyrie Irving, who donated $10,000 and $40,000 respectively. And this was to the GoFundMe. Okay, and it reached more than $350,000 to GoFundMe. All right, the Wright family has launched the Josephine Wright Foundation, which is dedicated to land preservation, advocacy, and education. I think that's awesome. Do some good with what was garnished. All that money that grandma gained from the attention because she stood on business. Meanwhile, Bailey Point filed a lawsuit against Wright in 2023, alleging 3 items belonging to the Hilton Head Island resident were encroaching developers' land, hindering the plan for the construction of 147 homes. These items included a satellite dish, a shed, and a corner of her screened-in porch. So they were getting down to the nitty-gritty on what they said our great grandmother was old there, but turned out they won't be getting it. Bailey Point Investment accused Rice encroaching of having significant delays and hindrance. So they wanted, if they could have won this, they was going to try and get grandma to pay back money for what they could have earned during the time they would have got it up when they wanted to get them new homes up. Also against Wright. Wright's granddaughter said the group committed other acts of intimidation, including flattening car tires and putting a venomous snake near a bedroom window. After Wright's passing, Perry wrote on social media about being twatted in his desire to present Wright with her new home. He was heartbroken. And I know that he was sad because to hear that story, it caught me. And I remember, if you go back to my show, when I did that show, I did speak about how important this was. But she got 4 children, 40 grandchildren, 50 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren who still are there together at her home on that property. That's all that they really wanted to see happen here. So I want to say that this is a story follow-up from over a year ago. And here we are, Josephine Wright. The lawsuit has been settled. In the days that you are no longer here, you can know that your family's land, your father, your husband's land will be preserved. This is a true mission. People have their own opinions. I want to know y'all thoughts on the story, but I think for that to be her husband's property, she held on to it. She fought all the way up to her death, and then they ended up getting all this, all this extra attention, all this extra help. That's what a lot of this countless stories like this across America. But they just don't get the light. They just don't get the shine. And nobody organized and puts together like this whole thing came together. So it's still possible. And this will continue to happen in the future. Now, let me know what y'all thoughts on the story. It's the N.y.a show.